Call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
All right, 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. 54 degrees, by the way, here at the studios of The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. There is a ribbon cutting I need to tell you about from the Chamber and Economic Partnership. The ribbon cutting is tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. It's at Gray's Auction, located at 1 Northeast 1st Avenue in Suite number 5. The ribbon cutting and grand reopening of Gray's Auction. Well, it's good to hear that they're reopening.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about them for a little while.
No.
Anyway, so tomorrow at 4:30 p.m., and you are invited. It's part of what the reason is that we do that. All right, real quickly, I know that the Keystone XL pipeline is a topic that we've talked about before. I wanted to talk about it right now because the Senate is expected to vote soon on the Keystone XL pipeline. The State Department is now giving 8 federal agencies a couple of weeks to weigh in on it. The State Department notified those agencies that they have until February 2nd to provide their views on the national interest with regard to the Keystone XL pipeline permit application. And so let's look at some of the pros and cons that others are saying about the Keystone XL pipeline.
Okay.
First of all, the senators, I guess not the entire Senate, but senators worked until midnight Thursday, moving through a series of amendments to a bill that would greenlight construction of the controversial pipeline. But Senate Democrats wanted to stay longer and were frustrated by the fact that the Republicans kind of said, well, that's it. We're not going to talk anymore. They were frustrated what they said was a double standard from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who moved to end the debate on the bill and set up a final vote this week after tabling a number of Democratic amendments. The Senate had already voted on 15 amendments, 10 of which were offered by Democrats and another 5 from Republicans. But Democrats are crying foul at the move, with some, like Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, taking to Twitter to express his disgust. And I don't think I have that quote. But anyway, I want to give you some of the talking points. I know I'm rushing through this, but I don't see the real reason for spending a lot of time on this right now anyway. Do you know what you need to know about the pipeline?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I do.
The pros and cons. It would run from Alberta, Canada, specifically the city of Hardisty, Alberta, Canada. It would go down south and then southeast to Steel City, Nebraska, which is about as far south in Nebraska as you can go. And there are already many other pipelines, just so you know. This isn't like the only pipeline, nor would this be a standalone. Some of the others would actually connect to the Keystone XL pipeline.
Right. They had moved the route to the Keystone pipeline in Nebraska, so it would be where the other pipelines are. So it's not going to be, alone.
Okay. Some of the environmental concerns by those who are opposed to it. The pipeline would spoil the landscape, is what they say. We could debate that. It'll be buried, so I'm not so sure how much it would destroy or spoil the landscape, but I guess there's some argument there. It could possibly leak, is one of the concerns. If it leaks, it would contaminate the groundwater, and that would in turn hurt animals as well as humans. They also say that this particular oil is dirty oil, which means when it burns, it creates more greenhouse gases than whatever clean oil is. Mm-hmm. Okay? Those are the concerns by opponents to it. The supporters say that the company, TransCanada, that's the company that wants to do this, has already promised more robust safety measures. And I'm trying to see both sides of this. Mm-hmm. And if you are implementing more robust safety measures, that would imply that there's less likely of a chance for it to leak. But nothing is ever for certain. The Titanic sunk when nobody said it would. Everybody said it would never sink. Right,
and trains carrying oil have fallen over and caused an oil spill that way. So,
Well, rail shipments are increasing already to bring the oil into the U.S. You're saying one train already fell over?
Yeah, but this was, years ago. With
Okay.
oil, so.
And that's the argument. The argument is, A, that the dirty oil that they don't want burned is already being burned, and it's already being transported, and they're doing it with trains, and trains are more likely to have not a leak, but a spill.
Right.
Than a pipeline is to have a leak. So the rail shipments are riskier. So I know where you were going with that. That's exactly right. Those who are for this say that it'll create 42,100 new jobs.
Yes, it will.
Those who are against it say those jobs, 42,100 of them, are temporary, 2 years at the most. They say only about 50 full-time jobs would remain after the construction is complete.
But they will be union construction workers, and union construction workers are out of work right now. So 2 years worth of work is very welcome.
The pipeline is 36 inches across. And what that means is that while that's not large, it's not a large pipeline, it still would allow 830,000 barrels of oil to be transported to the United States every day, reducing dependence on overseas oil.
Which is the main reason we should have the pipeline.
I'm trying to get both sides.
Oh, right.
So anyway, so those are the two sides. And even if it is voted for, which is likely because we do have a predominantly Republican House now, and that seems to be the dividing line between the Republicans and the Democrats. Here's a statement from Josh Earnest, the White House press secretary, just reminding us that the president is probably going to veto the pipeline if it's approved. Here are his words.
You'll recall that we put out a statement of administration position indicating that the president would have vetoed had that bill passed the previous Congress. And I can confirm for you that if this bill passes this Congress, the president wouldn't sign it either. And that's because there is already a well-established process in place to consider whether or not infrastructure projects like this are in the best interest of the country. That in previous administrations, when pipeline projects like this were considered, they were evaluated by the State Department and other experts in the administration to reach a determination about whether or not that project was in the national interest. Now, the thing that is impeding a final conclusion about this pipeline is the fact that the pipeline route has not even been finalized yet, that there continues to be an outstanding question about the route of the pipeline through one part of Nebraska, and that's related to an ongoing legal matter in Nebraska. Once that is resolved, that should speed the completion of the evaluation of that project.
So that's the only part right there. It sounds like the White House is pretty much opposed to it, but it almost sounds like if the portion of the planned route in Nebraska is settled, that the White House might agree to go ahead and sign it. The president might agree to go ahead and sign it. To me, I do these debates. Whenever we have debates, I bring up debate topics for one simple purpose. It's to listen with respect to both sides of any given issue, and sometimes there's more than two sides. Once we have listened with respect and we actually try to understand the side that we don't agree with, then I like to put myself in the shoes of those who actually will be voting, because ultimately there's at least one senator, or two in my case, in our case,
Yes.
everybody's case, I guess. There are at least two senators we could write to let them know our opinion. In this case, it would probably only be Nelson, simply because Rubio's probably for it.
Yes.
And I'm guessing Nelson is against it. I don't know that for a fact, but just based on party line differences on this particular issue. So that's why I think debate is important, and that's why I wanted to debate this one, even if it is a very, very short debate, simply because once you know everything that everybody who is for it is saying and everything that everybody who is against it is saying, then you can maybe find a way, or find a person who has a way, to persuade the bloc, which would be the president in this case. If the president is absolutely adamant that this is bad for the country, as the press secretary said, and you disagree with that, then that's when letter writing is important, and designating somebody to actually make a statement
Exactly.
one of these congressmen, one of these senators needs to knock on his door and say, hey, can I talk to you for a little bit? And maybe persuade him to see it the other way.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't agree with that, then stick with your guns. That's all I ever try to do with these debates. I'm not trying to shove my opinion down anybody's throat. We'll take a little break and be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill, getting ready for the big one.
Stocking up for this blizzard apocalypse that's about to happen.
Like that Boston resident bracing for a huge winter storm in the Northeast.
We have a blizzard warning in effect for millions of folks from central Jersey all the way up to coastal Maine.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean says some areas could get 2 feet of snow or more today and tomorrow with strong gusty winds. Some 1,700 Monday night flights have already been canceled. A drone of some sort found on the grounds of the White House. Spokesman Josh Earnest.
A device that has been recovered by the Secret Service at the White House. The early indications are that it does not pose any sort of ongoing threat right now to anybody at the White House.
A security perimeter has been set up around the White House to restrict access. Security officials in Yemen say the U.S. has carried out its first drone strike there since its president resigned last week, killing 3 suspected militants. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from foxnews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mobi. That's foxnews2go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. If this had been an actual emergency, such as a hurricane or tornado, official messages would have followed the alert tones. WOCA serves the Marion County area. This concludes the test of the emergency alert system.
It's the end of the fiscal year, and that means budget cuts and number crunching. Now's the time of the year you're evaluating your expenses, planning your budget, and finding ways to save money and increase efficiency to maximize profits. Dex Imaging understands and delivers. Call Dex Imaging today for a free document management evaluation. Cutting your office expenses is as easy as calling Dex Imaging, 352-266-0333. Start saving money today and increase your bottom line with Dex Imaging. Printers, copiers, and fax machines that increase office productivity and save you money. No one understands your bottom line better. Call Dex Imaging today, 352-266-0333, or check them out on the web at deximaging.com. That's DEXimaging.com. Or call 352-266-0333 for your free document management evaluation today.
The LPGA Tour will kick off the 2015 season right here in Central Florida at the inaugural Coates Golf Championship presented by R&L Carriers, January 26th to the 31st at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. Kids 12 and under get in free with a ticket